be like, what's that thing?
So, hi, Becca. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Doing okay?
Yeah.
Alrighty. How has your week been?
Well, it's been stressful, of course. Work is just, I think I may have gone a little backwards. Had a lot going on, and I just felt like I needed to just do everything myself, and I almost used that as an excuse to cope with the stress at home and just doing everything on my own and not allowing people I work with, to do their job, and I just decided to just do everything, and it's been okay, I guess.
Okay, so number one, don't be so hard on yourself. When we're working with any kind of new behavior or implementing a new strategy, of course, there's always going to be a little bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Relapse. Relapse is okay. Relapse is a part of the road to recovery. So cut yourself some slack, because we've been seeing each other for a few weeks, and this is the first time you've relapsed.
Yeah, it doesn't feel too great, but I feel like, it's taught me that, it's taught me that I can learn something from it, and know that I really need to stop doing things all by myself, and it's okay to ask for help, and hopefully that can relieve stress.
Okay, and you just said a really key important thing that a lot of people don't realize, and that is the fact that you know exactly what you need to work on. Normally it takes people some time to even get to that point where they need to, where they figure out what they need to work on. So you're doing a very good job of being self-aware, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now on to the concerns. Number one, we had a little homework assignment. And I know this sounds a little weird. It's good that you had a stressful week, so we could get a nice, hefty list of what's going on. Because if you had a chill week, would we have a list?
No.
So, tell me what's on your list, and let me know how you rated them.
Oh my gosh. So, just a lot. So, first thing was we had to, apply for a grant. That I was like, I'll just do it, and then of course it's a lot of work, and then it was, we had to do some cutbacks in the agency, and I just decided to take that on my own, and I had to plan a meeting, run the meeting, write up the notes for the meeting.
Yay, case noting.
Yes, and just, I don't know, it's just been so much, and there's more, but I felt like I just I can't even get everything down. It's just one thing after another.
Okay. Which would you say, since there were so many, let's go with the biggest. What was the biggest stressor of the week?
Probably that meeting. The grant, that's easy. It's a lot of work, but it's not too difficult. The meeting was a little more challenging, maybe because it's not something I can do on my own. I'm not only having to plan the meeting, but then I have to deal with so many other people, keep them engaged, keep them focused, talk about things, address issues with them, even though I probably caused those issues, but I don't know, that meeting really kind of put me really in a stressful situation, it felt like.
I heard you say that what made it stressful was having to rely on others. So ding, 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 that was your thing. You like to jump in and do it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when did you start realizing that relying on others was a huge stressor for you?
Oh, gosh. Probably in school.
In school?
In school, yeah. When we're given group projects and, having only one part of it, and my grade just relied on everyone's, effort to put in, and it just felt like, I remember school just being really stressful, not so because of the work, but because I had to wait for people, and nobody, turns things in on time. Nobody, really cares about anybody else but themselves. And here I am getting my homework done fast, my work done now, and no one else wants to do their part until the very end.
And then they want to put their name on the project. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was why I hated group projects too. Understandable. Okay. Do you think there were any other events that kind of really solidified that belief for you?
I guess just mostly school. I mean, I've always been the type of person to always just work, and I don't really have time for anything else, and so I've really just worked.
I'm starting to get the sense that you're very goal driven, which is fabulous, because if you could bottle that and sell it, you'd be a millionaire. That's wonderful. However, it can cause you a little bit of anxiety sometimes.
Yeah.
So while it's a very useful tool, it has its its setbacks as well.
Right.
Okay. So I guess I kind of have a question for you. Do you think it's fair to kind of impose your feelings about what happened to you in school on other people and expect that they're just going to fail you as well because that's what happened to you in school?
Sure feels like it. I mean, I just feel like, well, I don't know. I feel like people have dropped the ball in the past, and who's to say that they're not going to drop the ball now or in the future? And, my staff, they have dropped the ball. So I guess I just feel like, can I really rely on them? I don't know, but it doesn't feel like it.
Okay. Can you think of any times when someone was trying to rely on you and you weren't able to come through?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So my kids are on the soccer team, and it was my week to be soccer mom, and I was supposed to bring a snack to the game, and showed up, no snack in hand, and not only were the kids mad, but the parents were mad too. And I just kind of walked away with my tail between my legs and my head down. It was really awful.
I find it really fun about you that you can laugh at yourself and laugh at your mistakes.
Yes.
Okay. But did that one time mean that you're not a goal-driven person?
No. No, it didn't.
And so does the one time that other people not come through for you, does that mean that they're going to drop the ball all the time?
No. No, it doesn't.
So that core belief that you have that people are going to sometimes drop the ball, that's what we call a schema. Okay. And that came from that happening to you, throughout school. And so what I want you to do, and this is going to be your homework this week, is to focus on allowing people to be imperfect.
Okay. Including myself.
and including yourself, because you're very hard on yourself. Yeah. And so I want you to start journaling about the mistakes that people make. Okay. And then I want you to, when they make that mistake, so maybe your employees, let's just do it with them this week. Every time they make a mistake, I want you to think about how often it actually happens. Okay. Okay? All right. So I want you to think, say, for example, let's say, who's one of your worst employees who's always making mistakes?
Joe.
Okay. So every time Joe makes a mistake, like say Joe forgets to put paper in the printer, how often does Joe actually forget to put paper in the printer? Okay. And that can kind of help us see what's a realistic stressor and what's not a realistic stressor.
Okay. All right, I think I can do that.
It's a little bit of work. It's a lot of work, honestly, to keep that.
Well, I'm used to that.
Yeah. So maybe not all of your employees, because that sounds a little overwhelming now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe let's focus on your best employee, an employee who's kind of in the middle, maybe someone who's a little new, has some growth they need to do, and someone who kind of makes a lot of mistakes.
Okay.
Okay, so just 3 instead of everybody. That's a lot.
Okay. I think I could do that. I think I could do that.
All right. So maybe a week's time, like we normally do.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful. I'll see you in a week.
All right.
Bye.